The Houston Rockets are taking a very similar route that my Oklahoma City Thunder took. Basically, this is a very young team. This is still a young team, but they started adding veterans around this team, like the Fred Van Fleet, like a Steven Adams, like a Uncle Jeff Green, along with their young players still developing into great players eventually, right? Jalen Green, Alfred Sengun. They drafted Reed Shepard. You still have Jabari Smith Jr., Kim Whitmore. This team is built. This team is actually built and kind of deep, kind of stacked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's kind of stacked. I'm not gonna lie because last year, last year was an up and down season for them. We're being quite honest. It was an up and down season. But they started rolling. They started rolling to that point. They wanted to make the play in. They didn't. They was close, real freaking close, like real close. And now we're taking everything that happened and we're just adding to this young, talented team. And the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Fred Veet was there to get paid to be a veteran to this team because he's mentoring Amon Thompson, who I assume is the future point guard for this team. I'm assuming he's the future point guard for this team. He can do a little bit of everything. Defensively is where he's going to be. Is where he's his niche at. I said everything. I'm talking about the rebounding and the assisting, not the scoring. The scoring will come a little later. The shooting and stuff that might come later. That might not come at all. It doesn't matter if you can dominate. You can dominate, but Jalen Green. I want to focus on different players. Jalen Green definitely was going on that rampage, scoring a bunch of buckets. Maybe because the outside situation with him and his lady, shout out to him. It is what it is. I'm not gonna comment on that too much. But whatever it is, he decided he wanted to hoop. So we're hopefully, and I'm thinking he will. He'll take what he did last season. He starts in the beginning of the season with this way, and he starts rolling it in faster. And if he can, he's a very dangerous player. When he does, he starts becoming a top 10 shooting guard. Just saying. I'm going to put that out there right about now. 22 years old. He'll be 23 sometimes this year. And if he can continue and roll what he was doing for the season and continue to get better and better, him himself would help the team grow. Sengun missed a lot of minutes last year. I mean, he got injured, but he still played wonderful. When he put 30 or 40 on Wemby's head, that's a good sign. That's a really good sign as a good start that maybe he can still hang up. No, he'll still be able to hang with Victor even when Victor is deep in his prime, when they're both in their primes together. But Sengun's passing, I'm telling you something about these international players, these centers positions. Quite honestly, the centers and their passing and playmaking is. That's a real thing, y'all. That's a real thing. And if you haven't been paying attention, you need to pay attention to it. From Jokic to Sabonis, Sengun nowadays. Sengun's doing it. Those are the top three right now, in my personal opinion, at that center position. They be doing that playmaking like crazy. There's other players that does it, but these international players are making it deeper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming Sengun continues that route, continues his scoring, comparing what he was doing, because it seemed like the game. I think maybe that's what they should do. They should focus their team a little bit, kind of like how the Nuggets focus their game on Jokic. They should focus their game on Sengun, and then have, similar to Jamal Murray being the second option, Jalen Green is the second option, and then whoever comes up and steps up, that's who will be the options next. I think they have all the pieces, quite honestly. I think this is a play-in team, quite honestly. This is a real close, real deep play-in team. I think they're right there. They're going to be knocking on the door. Now, they do have a lot of young players and young mouths to feed when it comes to minutes. A lot of the younger guys, we have to see if they get minutes, and players that continue to get minutes and players that might play themselves out the rotation because it's going too fast for them. That's highly possible. But I think with the coaches, I don't know why I keep forgetting the coach's name. I forgot. We know the coach. We know the coach. With him out there, developing this young team, making this team develop, making this team play the way it plays, making them harness this team and making them feel like a real team and not just a bunch of boys just playing ball. This team becomes dangerous. This team becomes real dangerous. Like I said, I think the play-in is the ideal spot for them coming in next year. Now, what do they do? What would they need for an upgrade? Quite honestly, nowhere. Nowhere. I think everything is set in stone. It's just a development process. It's what do they do to the next level? You know what I'm saying? Does Amen Thompson learning a lot from Van Fleet when he goes in the game? Is he going to be able to try to replicate smaller things that Van Fleet can do? As long as that does, his defense takes another high level steps of playing his high level basketball players. You know what I'm saying? Does Jalen Green take that next step and become even more dominant on the offensive side of the ball while upgrading his defensive side of the ball? Do we see Jabari Smith Jr.? What does he turn into? Ultimately, what does he turn into? Is he a new version of Trevor Ariza, who's a nice defensive player that can knock down some threes, or does he have a different cop? Does he does something different in general? How well does he fit with this team long term wise? Is the real question. Do we see Cam Whitmore get more minutes? Do we see Tyree? Tyree Erison. Let's see what does he does? What's his next level of development play? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of Reed Shepard. How did he fit in? Jayshawn Tate. How long does he? I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot for this team to figure it out, and it's exciting. You know, it's exciting. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of my Thunder team, because with my Thunder, young team, we was getting developed and stuff, and then we're playing next note, top of the West. So is this the similar route that the Rockets going to do? You get Iman Udoka, that's what it was, Udoka. I don't know why I forgot the man's name, Udoka. Does this team become a play-in team first, and then they get to the playoffs, or do they end up just getting like the 6th seed for a good look 6th seed and get bounced out in the first round because it's their first time there and they're understanding, okay, we got to do something different. That's the beauty of it. That's the wonderful beauty. I definitely like this Houston Rockets team. They're going to be a thorn in my side, of course, because I'm a Thunder fan and we have to deal with y'all in the same conference. So it's war, Rockets fans. It's war, man. It's beef. You know, it is what it is. You know, we match up. F y'all type of deal. I'm sorry. I apologize, but you know what it is. Thunder Squad over there. But that's just my personal opinion. Players. People. What y'all think? I don't know. I'll call y'all players, but people. What y'all think? Y'all like the Houston Rockets? Do you see what do you see long term wise from the Houston Rockets? Do you see them at the play-in this year, playoffs the year after, or playoff now and then a big threat next year? What are we seeing from the Houston Rockets? You guys hit the like, hit the comment, hit the subscribe button. Also, after this teams, I'm planning on grouping all the worst teams in the East, which is pretty much from the Bulls downwards in one video, and the same thing with the Western Conferences. I feel like the rest of those teams are not play-in or playoff teams. I think they just exist, and we'll talk about them all in one big video, 2 different videos for the East, one for the East and one from the West. But I'll catch y'all then.